Alrighty, everybody, welcome. We have great games. We got Bad Intention versus Best. First game is going to be Xenomorph on Riot Fields. I'm here with co-caster Chungus. And Chungus, you played against Xenomorph a lot, man. What's your play style here? And if your team playing, how do you guys play this?
So if we're going up against Xenomorph, we kind of play a little more aggressive than a lot of the other matchups that we go up against. Plague's something that we would generally try to wait out, corrupt a little bit, try to make him to come to us. But with Xenomorph, he's going to be going through his forwards pretty quickly, so we need to make sure that we're getting to generators as soon as we can to make sure that we're putting on the pressure. Because as you can see right now, we got one of our teammates taking the chase and going down fairly quick, so we want to make sure we're on gens ASAP.
Yeah, I see a lot of teams, what they do to counter him, obviously they get out and set the turrets up. We already see the first Hex going off, which was going to be on Dying. We still have Pentimento and Ruin up, but that was pretty good chase right there. For
it was a
Xenomorph.
quick find.
Yeah.
Yeah, Xenomorph going through the tunnel, just trying to make sure that he can try to control the map as much as he can, and he found Nia decently quick, so that was really good for him. And then Claudette here just trying to push gens is kind of what we need to do. Looks like we got Zarina maybe moving in, trying to get a deli play. Might get this safely too, not contested, so that's good.
It will too, and the Have will make it, so that's gonna be a quick reset here too as well.
Survivors found one Undying perk, but they didn't find Ruin, so they're still going to have to worry about that maybe later on in the end game. That could be something that Xenomorph could use to his potential. He's just looking around. Maybe he wants to keep her on this side of the map, doesn't want her to get to extra resources and tools. Chooses to go for the pallet. Xenomorph just going to go ahead and take the down.
Yeah, it doesn't get to drop in time. Very nice here. Already putting a lot of pressure on this team right now. They got to play careful here. You know, there's no gens done yet. We already got 2 hooks here. 2 stacks of pain res already coming in. The pressure is already on the Survivor team here. Let's see how they continue.
I kind of like this decision from the Xenomorph player choosing to go for Ruin here. You know, you don't often get to see too many games where killers will choose to not rank corrupt, but this is a play that can potentially have high risk, high reward. So like you run the risk of not you don't have corrupt with you, so you don't have that early game, but with Ruin staying alive, if it stays up much longer, you can maybe get that late game pressure for end game.
Yeah, Wowie over here playing really well, being greedy on the pallet, and it's starting to pay off. Was able to dodge that tail hit, but not this one, unfortunately. We see that the Xenomorph has an add-on to give him the broken status effect here as she continues to push on. She does have Dead Hard already up, because she's been hooked already. Oh, very nice here on the Xenomorph to get another down already. Survivors have not finished the gen yet, but they have. Let's see, did they get rid of? They did get rid of Ruin and Undying, but still Thrill the Hunt's up, which doesn't really matter. But
I think Nia was trying to hold Dead Hard in back pocket just to hold the chase a little bit longer, but she just kind of got thrown off by Xenomorph going for the quick tail shot, and it worked for him. He was able to get the down, didn't have to worry about Dead Hard quite yet. Survivors still on 5 gens with the player dead on hook, so they need to be a little more efficient here on gen pressure, because if they don't, they're going to run the risk of maybe getting killed. So Claudette trying to rotate, wants to help the team a bit more. Nia just getting out of there as soon as she can. Now she has tools to stay alive, but it's going to have to be a little bit longer, because
I wonder if I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I wonder if Survivors know that that's just Thrill of the Hunt that they're cleansing now. They're wasting time.
Maybe they potentially think it could be Devour or something.
Right.
Maybe.
Sure. Oh, we do see it. Decisive Strike is going to come into play here. See how long the Nia can last here. This chase is very important because, you know, they haven't even finished a gen yet, and we already see our first death hook here. If she goes down pretty quickly without a good chase here, Survivors are going to be in trouble. The situation of 1v3 out of 5 gens is never a good thing. You see her turn coming in, but it's not enough to put them out of the power. Pressure's on the Survivor team here to perform. Let's not get the Dead Hard out. Our first gen popping.
I think we probably needed somebody else to help kind of rotate in. Now, he's probably coming to his teammates. It's fine, get gens done, I have DS and Dead Hard, which is good and all. But those always don't, as you see here, work the way that we want it to. So I think we probably would be nice if we would have had a even deli player just coming in to just take a few hits and take it down, so get slugged with breaks while 2 teammates get some more pressure put on. Because we really needed Nia alive. But, you know, with that bad of a start, we've seen games that have flipped like this before, so
yeah, thankfully,
Xenomorph just got us to hold the pressure.
Yeah, thankfully the survivors popped 2 generators here. I was kind of worried for them because if it was a 1v3 on a 5-gen situation, that's not good here. But we'll see. We still have Deliverance in play, as you can see, and Thrill of the Hunt still up. So that survivor actually never got to cleanse that totem. I think that they realized that with Pain Res coming in, and they cleansed, 2 other hexes, they know that it's just Thrill of the Hunt, and there's no reason to cleanse it.
Zarina just running the tile as long as she can, wants to hold for her team. Now, if anyone was to get chased here, I think you'd be happy that it was the Deadly player. So that way, when Zarina does eventually get hooked, 2 other players could just stay on gens, and they're not going to have to leave to go and rotate. But Xenomorph choosing to leave the chase, which I think is the smarter play here. He wants to put pressure around the map, and it's going to pay off.
Yes, definitely. I agree with you. Getting that hit on the survivor, if they reset, they're just wasting time, and if they don't reset, that means later on he can come back and get that 1 hit on that survivor, and already gets a hit pretty quickly here on the Atom. This is a pretty decent tile, but not against the Xenomorph if he uses his tail right, but we'll see how they continue here. Oh no. Oh, misses. Wow.
Gets back into the window vault. That was good by him.
Yes, that really was. Xenomorph was probably not happy about that, but we'll see how they continue here. Still has a lot of pressure on these survivors with 4 hook states.
I also like to think Xenomorph, I think, does pretty well on Rotten Fields. A lot of these tiles, I think he plays pretty well. Like, even if he managed to drop the pallet in time before the Xenomorph is behind you to go for the shot, he still could just wrap around, and it's usually a tough call where you have to maybe get him to predict that you're going to vault. Maybe you fake it, but a lot of times it can be a pretty difficult chase. Going to go ahead and take down some turrets.
Still hasn't been taken out of his power yet, which is really good here. Survivors are noticing that, that they need to get more turrets out. We did see another gen pop in here. We did see the reset on Funny Beam. Good Killer Instinct here, so we know survivors right around. 1 stack of Pain Res left here. Generators left. Not bad.
Now, they did lose a player pretty early, but honestly, they can still recover from this. So everybody's still at the moment healthy. Now, we have to have somebody go and get a save, so Gen Pressure's not going to be going too crazy right now. Claudette just needs to try to hold out as long as she can and try to play this until teams can maybe reset each other or maybe even get 1 more generator done. Pressure's a little tough, but possible.
Yeah, they definitely brought it back after losing, the Nia very quickly in the beginning. Ooh, we do see the drop and barely misses the tail whip here. Almost gets taken out of power, but not quite enough yet.
Now, with Ruin being down, you do still have Pain Res in back pocket. You still have got 1 hook left that you can use for the end game if necessary. But honestly, I don't even know if he might need it right now. He's got 2 people still injured. They could be resetting, and then Zarina is just going to go right back on the hook. So honestly, that generator had a lot more progress. So with this Pain Res, if this is the Pain Res player, this will be big.
If it is.
And it is.
Very nice here. Especially because they were double setting. They need to be careful here. If he uses these tunnels to get back there and catches them off guard, this is going to be a 4K because he's going to knock them and then chase the other one. And we do see Killer Instinct here. Survivors are not looking good. Yeah, they're going to be in trouble here. But they did split up, so... Oh, no, they did not. Not good at all.
So some of the powers on Xenomorph, a lot of people just like to think of him how good of his chase is. So he gets to hit things, hit players through windows, hit people over pallets. But you also don't consider that when he goes through his tunnels, he's not only does he get information, but he has very high mobility. So he's got a lot of strengths to him.
Yeah, that's what makes Xenomorph such a great killer too, and that's why we love seeing him in the comp scene. Because of and there is counterplay, as you can see, like with the turret stuff. Survivors, you'll see him a lot of times taking chases to deterrents. Once you knock him out of his power, he's just an M1 killer. And then he'll be forced to have to go through the tunnels if he wants to get his power back anytime soon. See what Claudette.
Claudette just trying to get as much distance as she can. She had the choice to maybe play the tractor, but she felt maybe it was just a bit more unsafe. Rather would just get the guaranteed distance, took the C tile, just wanted to maybe get as far away from the Xenomorph as she could. Now, the gens still on 2. We didn't get that generator completed earlier because of the Pain Res. So we're going to try to maybe get that one done, and then we're going to try to get the save on Claudette and go from there. But being broken could prove to be difficult, so just got to make sure that that's the player that's potentially hiding. We want to make sure the player that's going to maybe be getting caught is going to get a healthy, fair chase. So.
And we'll see here. Survivors are in a tough situation as only 1 is reset here. Xenomorph playing really well here. Killer Instinct here on the Atom, the only one that was reset.
Finds his Atom. Zarina moving in for the save. Does have Will make it, so if she chooses to get the save, coming back, I think this was a good decision for the Xenomorph. I think he just getting the injure and making sure that this guy is going to either get killed or he's going to get another hook is where you want to be. He's going to actually commit onto Zarina, which she's dead on hook, so he can take this kill pretty comfortably here. He's just going to try to lock up this game. Other two can maybe reset, but I don't think he's too concerned. He's got 2 gens left, 2 people injured. He's feeling pretty comfortable here.
Yeah, survivors are just in a tough situation here. See how they continue. I don't think we're going to see another gen pop. 4K at 2 gens is really good especially for their survivors. Bad intentions here, just coming in, making a very good statement here. Oh, wow. They reset it at the hook. They did get both healed here, but unfortunately, caught right off guard, and the Claudette is on death hook.
Yeah, my mistake. Serena's still alive, so this is a big thing for the survivor. I thought she was dead, but having 3 people alive still means they have a chance. If there was 2 left, then that makes a big difference. But 3, there's possibilities. They can still make something work here.
Does she have the pallet? No, I don't think, even if she does, it doesn't matter. But she did have it. But this is death hook on the Claudette here.
Yeah, now losing this player, like we were mentioning earlier, now things get a lot more difficult. Now, if you lose one player, you can kind of do the 3v1. There's a world, but once you get down to the 2v1, the whole game gets much more in the killer's favor.
Yeah, because once they knock them, what they're going to do is they're just going to look for the other survivor. They're not going to mind hooking and stuff and giving them a chance.
Gets the turret down. Manages to not get hit on the T-wall, but he's going to run over the tractor, and Alien's going to get the first hit. Zarina needs to maybe just try to push out one more generator if possible. And generator's a little low, so Adam's gonna have to hold his own and have a great trace on this tractor, which isn't gonna be very easy.
Yeah, it doesn't happen, unfortunately. It has no exhaustion perks to give him any distance. Xenomorph knocks him down, and like we said, in this 2v1 situation, once that first survivor goes down, the Xenomorph's just gonna, slug and try to find the last survivor. Alrighty, and we do. Alright, GG's here.
4K2?
Yeah, 4K2. This is very good. Bad Intentions makes it very easy for their survivors here on this set, because for them to win it, for them to lose it, they would have to get a Best would have to get a 4K at 3 generators.
I think something on this map specifically for Rotten Fields, one of the better things that you probably just like to play to get as much time as you can is maybe just Shack. I think as a team, you just don't work Shack whatsoever, so that way teammates can run there and hold the best chase that they can, so they can play a pallet in the window. And Xenomorph not having a LOS on you with you riding like the wall behind Shack, I think it's going to be the best way to extend your time. Now, if you run that, you also run the risk of maybe getting hooked in the basement. But if that means the killer doesn't get pain res, that's sometimes a benefit. So.
All right, guys, we are going to get set up for the next game. This was a 28-9 in Bad Intentions favors. We're going to get set up. Obviously, Xenomorph, Best is going to be playing Xenomorph, and we will be right back with the next game here, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are in the second game of the first set with Xenomorph on Rotten Fields. We have Best healing against Bad Intentions survivors here. The win con here is going to have to be a 4K at 3 generators. Not impossible, but pretty hard. Now, we do see Gift of Pain here, which could be very good, especially if it's used right, depending on the RNG of the hooks here. I'm here with my co-caster, Chungus. Chungus, let me know what you're thinking about, man. If you're playing as Best right now, the mindset of getting a 4K3, what's your goal here?
Getting the start that we are right now, we're finding the survivor pretty early on. We're going to be able to hopefully get pain res pretty soon. So none of the survivors are going to be able to pop a generator before you're able to get you down, and then I think that's going to be our best bet. He's taking the chase over to Shack, which is going to be, I think, your stronger option. And does he get the window ball? He chooses to go for the pallet. He's kind of in the, either way there, I think you're kind of in a rough spot. You take the window, you're probably going to get the pallet, you're going to get it. So he's just going to hold his own. Great use of the pallet, though. Great save. This is exactly what we need to get for the team. We got teamwork going around.
Yeah, you were talking about it in between the last game about how you, like, when you play with your team, you guys get, go down on pallets and have somebody there for the save. And we see that coming in now. Going to extend this chase just that much longer.
I also like the use of early turrets. We saw that the Xenomorph was trying to get knocked out of his power quite early, and I think if you're able to do that, that's going to buy a lot of time for you and your team.
I agree 100%.
Dwight playing this jungle gem pretty well. He's got the pallet down. He's just trying to make sure he doesn't have to get hit by the tail, but was maybe trying to go for a play to wrap around and maybe throw off Xenomorph, but Xenomorph's seeing him before he could do it, so he's going to go ahead, pick up his down again, try to get the pain res in time before a generator getting completed. Looks like he was maybe setting up a 99 position.
Alright, we do see our first stack of pain res coming in, which is really good here.
He also has pop in back pocket, so he has two tools to maybe get a slowdown. And David being a little close to the hook, maybe he was trying to go for an early save to maybe get this, get it safely, but not going to do it. Unfortunately, going to get pushed away from Xenomorph. Xeno trying to track him right now, see if he can't get another down while the other player's up on the hook. But no, just going to play a little more safe, get his pop value, and going to choose to go back to the hook here.
Oh, we do see 4 of the people. Yeah, that's actually surprising, especially because it's only the first hook. But with Gift of Pain, I guess it makes sense here. Oh, and he was the Deliverance player, so that's going to be good for Best here. All that already been found.
Yeah, so FTP is a great way to get another teammate from being tunneled out of the game, but you run the risk of giving another pain res to the killer, taking away a lot of the progress that was earned. So we're kind of still in the same spot. Well, now we did get a generator, and that was huge. It's kind of what we wanted to see on the Survivor side. They got to get the generator completed before he was able to get another pain res stack. But now, with this hook here being next to this generator that David's pushing, he's going to run the risk of just giving the killer another pop. Goes the Weasel and taking away a lot of the progress that was earned. So,
yeah, and we see that right now. Oh, quick on hook here. Actually surprising. Does she have Will Make It? They don't. They're going to have to be careful here with the reset, because Gift of Pain, it does take a while to get the reset here, and it'd be wasting time, especially with our only one gen pop in here.
bringing Gift of Pain too was another good reason of maybe why he chose to go for the people player earlier. So when he goes for other players, instead of going for the same, he actually gets more value out of his Scourge Hook that way. Finding David. David trying to maybe see if he can't make the pallet in time, doesn't get there. And he's just going to die on the pallet. Maybe see a teammate set up. No setup this time.
Yep. Already, man. Pasta's coming in playing really well on this Xenomorph. Like you said, yes. With having Gift of Pain, if you're going for the tunnel out, you're not going to get no value out of out of Gift of Pain. The way he's playing right now is really good. We already see 3 stacks of pain res coming in and 3 pops, looking very well here at the beginning. Might be able to do this here and get that win con, or at least get the tie here. I don't know. We'll see. See what the doing.
His perks, he's been getting a lot of value. He's gotten access to pop, pain res, and his Gift of Pain throughout the whole game. Even his corrupt, when they got the pallet save on him, he was able to hold it up for quite a bit. So I think all 4 perks just really showing their true strengths here. David getting the window vault, successfully trying to wrap around, maybe trying to see if we got a pallet here. We do.
Ooh, barely misses that tail whip here. And then the resets are so slow, man.
Now see here, I think we can make a decision to either die in the pallet with David, or maybe get another teammate to rotate in to maybe go for a save. But they might actually just choose to go for the DS, which is actually going to get a lot of value here. Decisive Strike definitely going to show its worth.
Yeah, definitely. This is exactly what they needed. They need to pop 2 more gens here to be able to, like, to stop the win con, and then 3 more gens to win the set here.
Doesn't get DS off in time.
But still only on first hook, though. Oh, look, the Xenomorph deciding to go for the pressure here, which is really smart because he still has Gift of Pain on him. We do see Overcome coming in play right there.
Xenomorph going to look around the tractor. He's got eyes on a survivor, but he's just kind of maybe trying to cut him off a bit. Gets eyes on his David. Here we go.
Man, very nice gameplay so far. We're about to see our 4th hook state right now with only 2 gens popping.
Pop has been so brutal on the survivors. He's got his turret hanging around. Just in case the survivors want to play Shack later on, they have that in back pocket if they're going to need it. Looks like he's going to maybe choose to tunnel here. He did see a survivor to his side, but he's not interested. He's more so just trying to patrol the map a little bit. Okay, David gets the on hook now. He's got to make a choice. He's going to either choose to go for the tunnel here on injured David. He knows that we didn't get to see Decisive Strike on the hook earlier, so he's going to have that for his next chase. And looks like he might be able to use it here.
I'm going to see it coming.
Okay, we get it successfully. Now we just need a teammate to help us stay alive for a little bit longer. So I think the play now is to maybe rotate and try to get to a safer, stronger part of the map. And it looks like that's what he's trying to do. We need one teammate to maybe help him out to stay alive just a bit longer. Or maybe they're choosing to go and just play the gen route. Maybe they just want to push pressure here and accept that you might just die to the Xenomorph.
And make that and meet that win con so that they can win this set here.
Gets to the corner. Honestly, that was a lot of distance coming out from Decisive Strike. He made it from one part of the map to the other. He crossed the whole side.
And we do another gen pop in. One more gen pop in and they win this set here.
Yeah, no pain res too. It's gonna make it pretty rough for Xeno.
Oh yeah, we hear that generator being close to being done here. They are doubling up on this. He won't be able to hit it with pop, but the other generator is going to be doubled down here. You have to play very carefully here and try to hurry up and get it down, or they do meet the win con.
Xenomorph maybe just trying to do a little hit and run here. Tags the gen, but doesn't choose to stick onto the Claudette. He knows that they're pushing another generator. Comes back. He might have faked it, so he maybe chose to pretend he was going to go back over to the double, and Claudette getting right back on a generator for her teammates. She wants to make sure that she can put on the pressure, but Xenomorph just trying to give her the old 1-2. Good for it.
Yeah, I thought the turret would have took him out of his power, but it doesn't.
Xenomorph being in this position is kind of hard because you got to play this this mixture of a balance. You're trying to make sure that none of the generators get completed while also putting pressure on survivors, and it's not so easy because the generators are pretty far. But now you do have your portals to maybe go out throughout the map to protect, but even with that at hand, you still have 3 survivors alive, so it makes your job a little more difficult. Turret's really being a little problem for Xenomorph here. He's just going to decide to maybe tag the generator, go back to the portals, try to see if he could push Claudette off this generator before they get it completed. Maybe get a pop. Claudette trying to get distance, doesn't want to give him the down.
How long have I been quiet for?
Oh, you're good. It's good.
Yeah, I had my mic muted. I don't know why. But I think. Wait, no. Yeah, 8 is the one that has the pain res on here, so that's the one that would be ideally. But we do pop the jig here, so they do win the set here. Bad Intentions does win the first set.
Xeno was holding it out for a decent bit. He was holding on, trying to see if he could maybe just get it in time before they were able to complete the generator. But again, it was kind of against you. It's tough to do with 3 survivors still alive, but he played well.
Yeah, he definitely did. Win con was pretty hard here, and you know what I'm saying? And like the first chase lasted a little bit longer than what he wanted to because of that pallet save. But overall, he did really well, you know what I'm saying? And almost met the win con here. The last second borrowed time base pit coming in, damn.
Ah man, these TL walls can be so tough against Xenomorph. You either gotta win the vault, and not only that, you have to hopefully predict that he doesn't go for his tail shot.
What was that? Oh,
I'm not sure.
That was weird. Yeah, like that was double. I have no idea if that was.
He got 2 BT hits. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Maybe it was because of Dead Hard. I don't know, but yeah, I didn't see that before. Or it could have been a spectator, but I don't know, something. Oh, it doesn't see that. Wow.
He was so close to catching him.
Wow, yep, that would have been a hit.
Xenomorph still just playing it patient. He's still trying to put up a good result, even though with the odds against him, he's still trying to show that, he could probably... There's a world he can 4K this game. He can, just find a few survivors out of position. Maybe they didn't leave in time when he comes out of a tunnel and he could just get a free early hit. Survivors still want to maybe get a 3 out, though. This can go either way. It's possible Xenomorph can get the 4, or it's possible survivors can get the 3. It just depends on how the game plays.
Especially if you can get the Ada here with the one with the pain res, Like, that'd just help out a lot. Like, in a 3v1 situation, too, with Gift of Pain, you can actually get a lot more value out of it, what you would expect.
Dwight just playing the meat tree, but choosing to go ahead and get the distance here. He doesn't want to maybe go down anywhere near the generator they're working on, so he's just going to leave. And he's like, if you're going to chase me, Xeno, I'm going to take you to another side of the map so that my teammates can put on a little more pressure.
And I think the Xenomorph realizes that. That's why he decides to push away and, break that pallet. and just trying to find another survivor. Almost gets the tail whip, but unfortunately doesn't. This is the survivor that he does want to chase. You want to get that last stack of pain res and get the gift of pain going as well too. So it's gonna be hard to get the reset here. They got to get some pressure before the last generator pops here. Let's see. Oh yeah, and Claudette is working on that last generator right now.
Tough spot for Xeno. Gets the injure. Not bad, not bad. He's just bringing him away from the generator to stall as much time as he can. And as time goes on throughout the match, you do whittle down resources as killer. So every time you come back over to one of these generators, they're starting to run out of tools. They no longer have pallets, maybe they don't have an exhaustion, or now they're forced to play injured because they don't have the time to reset. But as a killer, on the same note, you also have to choose to finally decide to go on to somebody because your generator time is starting to go up. And it looks like that here is he's finally going to try to make the decision. He's like, you know, I need a down. I need to try to take somebody out here.
We do see the last generator popping here. Let's see how they continue. Fiver's injured too as well.
Corn here just blocking all kind of LOS, not able to see the survivor. He's got scratch mark for days, but man, Corn's tough.
Yep, and they've been making great use of the turns here too, harassing the Xenomorph, making him happen to hit it, which does slow him down a little bit. Alright, we do see another knock here. Doors open. They're probably going to do a 2-man out.
Anna's fresh too. That's not something to scoff at. She managed to stay away from Xenomorph pretty much all of the game. She didn't get hooked. Got blinded though. Alright. 2 kills from Xeno.
Very well here. We're going to be getting into the next set. Bad Intentions does win the set. Next one's going to be the Artist. We'll see how that goes here. Bad Intentions, if they do win this, they will continue on in the tournament and has to be eliminated. Listen. All right, guys, we'll be back with the next set in just a moment. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We are in the first game of the second set. We have Huntress on Mount Ormond Resort. We have Turbo with a gun playing for best against Bad Intention survivors. I'm here with my co-caster, Chungus. All right, so what's the gameplay here, Chungus? You're the Huntress right now. You know you're pretty crazy Huntress, so let me...
First, let's just talk about the map. So Ormond is such a good map for Huntress. There's a lot of open area for her to go for a bunch of shots if she needs to. It's a very open, kind of wide range of the map. You get to wind up and take certain shots that generally on most maps you probably wouldn't. So that in its own right is already going in your favor. I think the worst place to take a chase, though, if you were to take a chase anywhere, would be main, because there's a lot of things where you can just kind of cut corners and make her not be able to get any kind of LOS on you, and that's really just what you're always trying to do against Huntress, is take away her LOS from you. And we get to see that here, just getting a quick down on David. 3 other survivors now getting the pressure against them. She's a very more defensive kind of killer, so once you get your hook, you don't venture out. So you look in the Xenomorph games where you're a killer that can portal through holes and try to put pressure on other kind of survivors like that. This killer protects hooks a lot better than a lot of others, so she's going to try to hang around here. She can hold up hatchets, throw them on generators that are maybe being worked on while protecting the hook at the same time. So we're going to see what she's going to do.
Were you surprised with the recent buff of the Huntress? You know, like where they can hold more hatchets and stuff now?
Yeah, getting access to 7 hatchets and getting a little bit of a quicker wind-up time was a big, huge buff for her. You don't get to be as nervous whenever going for with shot like here now. You generally, like before, you would have to be a little more conservative because you would have to take a little more M1s to really try to save the hatchet in case you would need it for later on, where if they would make something stronger. But now that you get access to 7, you don't have to bring an add-on anymore. It makes a very big difference.
Wow, survivors are coming in with all these hits here. We have 3 injured survivors already. Oh, David does take the hit. You have a generator popping. Oh my God! It looked like it was supposed to hit there.
Survivors trying to get out of a tough situation that they're in. They had 2 survivors who were injured. They managed to get the pull safely, and he does have something that he's going to be able to use up against the Huntress. But she's looking around. Maybe she's trying to see if there's like maybe a player lurking. Wants to see if there's any kind of firecracker beam save going on. None of that though. Feeling pretty comfortable. Going to try to go ahead and get the pickup on David. Now David going to maybe hit the head of the Cypher strike here. Gets it. Going to try to get away some distance, and he's just really going to need to try to hold it as long as he can. Team needs time.
Yeah, the extra 2 seconds though on the Tyson strike is a big difference now. You know, so you'll start to see a lot more used here. Let's see how long he lasts. Oh, does dodge that? Does he have enough to make it there? He doesn't. Ooh. Okay, extending this chase just that much longer.
Huntress winding up at the pallet, getting the shot. Sometimes those pallets could be so rough because you just have to kind of guess. A lot of time, once you hit the pallet, you have to look behind you and you're gonna be like, all right, you gonna be the one who's gonna run through this on me, or are you gonna wind up? You just gotta try to get a decent prediction.
Yeah, like right there, if he would have not dropped that pallet, he could have kept going. But but since he dropped it, yeah, it's like a 50-50 on those kind of pallets with the Huntress. We see our second generator popping now. Survivor's putting in good pressure here.
We've been seeing Ruin quite a bit in a lot of these tournaments. Even though Ruin got nerfed quite a bit a while ago, a lot of players were saying that Ruin wasn't as good anymore, saying how Ruin it's not what it once was. You still see it being like fairly used. You can still see it's pretty good.
Ooh, 4 other people coming in on this here, which is going to be good. It's going to make the tunneling last a little bit longer. Unfortunately, he already used Decisive Strike. That does come in, but this is not going to matter. That was actually a bad play here on the Survivors. Now we're going to see 2 Survivors down. One is Death Hook. Not good at all.
Yeah, 2 players down gets a lot more tough on the Survivor side. If it were just to be David and the FTP would have went off and maybe got a little more distance away from the Huntress, and that's one thing. But having another player potentially on the hook here, and depending if the deli or not, could be pretty rough for the Survivors.
Let's see if the Claudette does have deli. She doesn't. And we're about to see another generator popping here. Oh, and yeah, we're not gonna get no value out of pain res here because there's no other generators being worked on.
On the Survivor side, that's something that you always just kind of hope to do. You're like, man, we just need to get this generator done before the pain res value. Can we deny it? It's a game changer. If he were to get the pain res before they were able to pop that generator, the game becomes very much so different. So he's looking around main, trying to see if anybody's maybe lurking close for the save. No, choosing just to reload. Wants to make sure he can stay healthy on hatchets. Doesn't want to go ahead to reload when he's trying to protect. So
Best is coming out here playing really strong now. It's a 1v3, 2 generators left. Imagine if he hits that, that'd have been insane. They are gonna, if they go for the trade here. Yep.
Player gets caught. Going right back onto the Claudette. Doesn't want to have to give her any kind of distance. He's still staying close, so Huntress is still in a very good position to hold this game to her own. And we see one survivor injured. Ada, again, just kind of like the Xenomorph game that we saw, where like Ada just finds a good way to avoid the detection of the killer.
Playing really well here at this tile too. They won a 50-50 on that first one. Probably gonna pre-drop the pallet. No, decides not to. Wow, very nice gameplay so far.
So some of the strengths that you get to see in the perk like Dead Heart is that things that generally would be 50s are no longer 50s because most of the time they're in your favor. So if you were to greed the pallet, the 50 in most situations would be that she would run through it. But when you have a perk like Dead Hard, it was always in your favor. So if she chooses to run through, well then you have Dead Hard. Or like if you greeted and she respects, then it's like a win-win.
Right. And we do see another generator popping here so far, and we see a second hook stake coming in on the Claudette here.
Gonna go ahead and reload. Decent gen progress too. We got 50%. That's no slouch.
Oh, almost got that too.
Huntress trying to see if she can cut him off and go into Killer Shack, and she tries to get him with a little bit of a mind game there. It looks like he also thought he was going to try to push him away from going to Shack, but she decided to come through the jungle gym, and it really kind of threw him off for a second.
Now this is the Deliverance player right here, so
I think Huntress has the potential to 4K this game. I think with having a Claudette on Death Hook and then Ada, the gen progress is low. We saw that Pain Res is the generator that got hit earlier was the one that our Gabe was next to. So she definitely could do this.
And he unhooked himself really quickly there because he wants the Huntress to come back for him and not go for the gens that they're doubling up right now, which they are doubling up as we can see right here. Let's see how he plays.
Anybody's game still. The 3v1 is always where the game kind of is like, it could be anybody's. It really comes down to when it gets to the 2v1 where it's pretty set in stone. So with 3 players live, there's still a lot of things that can happen. Looking around. Doesn't get to find any kind of scratch marks. He knows they're here. He has the information on the generator, enough progress. He did see a little bit of scratch marks, so somebody's close. He just needs to find them. Stealthy.
I'll find him.
This was a big find from Huntress. If he didn't... Okay, he's got Dead Hard in back pocket. He's looking around the rock. He doesn't want to give him any kind of hatchet. And here we see Huntress winding up a hatchet onto the back of the survivor. And I was saying how earlier, most of the time, killers at this kind of level of play won't go for the M1 just because you're trying to deny the survivor as much distance as possible. You want to stay as close as you can to make sure that you can try to get it down as quick as you can. And looking behind him, he no longer has an exhaustion perk since he has overcome, so he's just going to have to go down. That's going to be another player dead.
Well, tries to leave him on the ground knowing that the survivors are working on that Jin. Ruin is coming into play here. Gabriel does have this Jin done. It's going to be a 50-50 here. Yeah, if I'm the killer right now, I'm thinking, if he can get this hook somehow very quickly, let's see. Nah, it won't be enough time even if he gets too quick hits here. No adrenaline on the Claudette.
This might be a little greedy for Huntress. If Gabe is able to pop that generator and then rotate back over to get the pick, he's going to have to maybe 2 out on him. Where I think if he would have rather just taken the kill on the Claudette, he probably would have just, gotten 3.
Right, because he would have had the death on her, and then he would have just had to find one more survivor and knock him, right? But now this could be a 2-man escape.
Now on the bright side, he does find the fresh player. So out of all the players, this is the one player that hasn't been hooked yet. Again, we were speaking how Ada does a pretty good job of keeping herself away from the killer, but she does get the hook now.
Look, they're getting set up for the save here.
Trying to keep her off the exit gate. Doesn't want her to complete that anytime soon. He's just letting these hatchets go like crazy. Look at this. So this is the buff that we were talking about. How it's nice that you're able to do this without a punish. Where if you were playing with 5 hatchets, you'd probably be a little more conservative. You'd start to consider, well, do I want to save this for if I'm going to need it later? Maybe I get to a tile, or do I want to use it on now? Doesn't get the hit. Gets maybe auto aimed. That was unfortunate for Huntress.
Yeah, it actually was. All Jet maybe going down, has unbreakable.
Wants to save his stage, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the death player, so if he can keep somebody alive, he'd prefer to keep Ada alive because less stages.
Oh, balanced landing coming in too. With no hatches, there's nothing he can do here. It's going to be a 2-man out. Very nice play here. Stopping that from, Ada getting down, which is going to be really good here.
This is a good outcome for the survivors.
Yeah, it really was. That was a really nice play. All right.
Alright, gets the 2K. He got a decent amount of stages too, so even though I think that the survivors managed to clutch up at the end game there, this also wasn't a bad result from Huntress either. She got 2 kills with a decent amount of stages, had I think everybody hooked, so that even then that's not too bad.
Yeah, guys, we will be right back with the next set here. If Bad Intentions does win this set, they will go on and move on to the next round in the losers bracket. And if Best can't seem to hold on, they will lose it and be eliminated from the tournament. We will be back with the next one, guys. All right, everybody, welcome back. We are in the second set. In the second game of the second set, we have Bad Intentions killing here. We have Sweet Gift going against Best survivors here. WinCon is going to be 20-19, so as long as we can see the Bad Intentions be able to meet that WinCon here, then it will be a GG, so it will move on.
Huntress finds Survivor pretty quickly here. He got the pallet down just in time. Didn't want to have to give up any injury quite yet. Now he's kind of at the edge of the map and he doesn't have a lot of work with. So he gets the hatchet on him. There's going to be a quick down coming up from Huntress.
Very quick down. Let's see what Survivor at this minute.
So something I think key too against Huntress, what you kind of want to do is try to get to a position as quickly as you can. From the spawns, it sees that you kind of spawn weaker tiles up on the part of the map where you would begin. So when Huntress is crossing back over, I think you want to hurry up and try to get to something a little more strong. Because we've been seeing this pretty recent, where the survivors having a hard time to get to a better position.
Yeah, they're caught out in the opening, and they have nothing to do. You see how quick that down was? There was nothing the survivors could do there.
We see a little bit of a difference in add-on preference as well from our other Huntress too. We got Rosaroo and Flower Babushka, where the other Huntress we were watching brought Flower Babushka alongside Okaf. So both of them showing that they have their own strengths and weaknesses. Catches Serena. we got the pull right in time, and you know, it's been pretty fortunate for survivors too. Just finding the dead hard decisive strike player is going to make for this chase to be just a bit longer and what we kind of need. Huntress maybe choosing to give up this chase here, maybe just going to leave him be.
And
Yeah,
does.
just going to take her hook.
No pain reses either, which is going to be really good here, because already with the second hook here, you know, saving those pain reses for later and still using pop, you know, so we'll see. Oh, we hear a Jin that's really aggressive too.
Huntress in a position now where she just needs to maybe try to find somebody out of position, trying to look for him off guard. She wants to protect main building, and maybe looks like she's just going to hold this side of the map. So she's like, you know, I'm probably going to lose Shack. I'm probably going to lose that generator on that side. But if I can protect main building and I can protect the generators where my player is hooked, I think it's going to be a little more beneficial for me.
Now they continue here, man. Very nice gameplay so far. Survivors are doing. We do see a reset coming in here. Delivering obviously on this arena here, so they're going to be able to pressure these generators and not have to leave it. I wonder if the Huntress knows that. Oh, she does. She
Huntress getting a good idea.
Ah, that's so great.
Zarina just hanging on hook, using as much time as she can for her team, make sure that they can get as much gen progress, get a reset in, and just trying to stall.
Oh my god, if she would have got that hatchet, man.
Zarina was actually able to get decently out of that spot there, but Agi just going to pull him right back in, so strengths of Agi.
Yeah, for real. Should be our first pain res here too, and it is. Wow, very nice here.
So we have a player potentially dead on hook now. We've seen Deli come out, so we know we could safely go after this player if we need to. Now 3 healthy survivors, and we get to find Adam, which is going to be great if we can get a hit on him. So that way we're going to maybe force a reset later on in the game, which could be helpful for a little more slowdown if need. Gets the hatchet.
Oh, barely, man, misses that. Here, another generator about to pop here.
Huntress may be coming back over to the save. Doesn't want that to happen anytime soon. She's trying to protect this, maybe even just see if she can't secure the kill onto the hook. Nia in a position where she's trying to make the choice of, do I want to go for the save here, or do we just want to let him die and maybe play 3 healthy? Attempts to go for the save.
Not gonna make it. Oh, not
Gets
good.
down. This is a tough spot for Nia. She was probably asking her team and communicating, are we attempting to go for the save here? Do we need to do this? And she got the call to maybe go for it, but with Huntress being so close, it's pretty difficult. So going to go back to second. And then also a pain res. We had saved it in the pocket for last, so.
Not looking good for the survivors here.
Yeah, that was pretty detrimental to the survivor team. That pool, I think with how low it was already going and with Huntress being there, it sucks, but you probably had to make the decision that we had to lose our player.
Yeah, they continue here. They still have 2 stacks of pain res. Deciding to probably leave that survivor there. Like, you let them go for the on-hook, right? And get... Because right now it's a 3v1 situation. Still has 2 stacks of pain res, so even if the survivor goes for the unhook, they're off the gen, because there's no gen progress being used, and can still get 2 stacks of pain res here, or a stack of pain res, you know, so... Oh, barely misses.
So calling back to what we were talking about earlier with the add-ons, we saw Oakhaft in the first game, which decreases the hatchet cooldown. So if you were having somebody on to the hook, you can actually wind up a hatchet onto a survivor when they're attempting to go for a pull and manage to down them before they're able to get the saving time. But now what the other one is we're looking at is Rose Root, which when you throw a hatchet, you actually get an increase of your hatchet speed. So if you toss it at a survivor, you don't have to hold it up as long before it to gain that kind of distance. And it's actually kind of paying off here.
Very nice. So didn't use a stack of pain res either, which is really well here because the survivors aren't working on any gen. So man, they're playing really well. They only need to get 5 more points to win this game here.
1 on hook, 2 healthy survivors. Always coming down to the 3v1. You see this pretty often in a lot of our comp games here, where we just need to have 3 healthy survivors alive, and then we just need to make sure we can get a few more generators left, and that's what they're trying to do. Huntress. Hanging out, kicking some gens, slowing down any kind of progress that was maybe made. She has him hooked in between a few generators, so she feels like she probably could patrol this pretty comfortably. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good hook for her. Kind of hooked inside of like we got a 4-gen here.
Yeah, and we're about to hit the second hook state here.
I know that Kobe button's looking real sweet from Adam right now. I know he's just hovering over it. He's like, do I do it?
Right. No, he knows he'll get disqualified.
Okay, Claudette getting the distance, comes back over here, gets the pallet done just in time, doesn't get hit the first time, but the second time, he's gonna get caught. And we get the save on the Survivor team. Claudette trying to get out of the generator, doesn't want to have to go down there if she could prevent it. Gets over to main in time. I think this is where we kind of want to be. It's a little more safe for us. Maybe could use another pallet here in time. Nah, kind of running out of tools here. We're just gonna probably, yeah. Looking for a reset?
Oh, barely missed that. Let's see if they are.
No reset. Just wants to play the gens again. Focus. Try to make sure that we can get them done in time. Maybe even because we need to get some outs here.
Their first hook here. It looks like, if I'm not mistaken, the set is currently tied right now. So if they get one more hook state, they win. Bad intention.
I mean, with Huntress here, you got to be feeling like fairly comfortable. Like you just kind of have to look at this hook and stare at it.
Yeah, and everybody's death hook too.
Yeah. I almost think this is, for the survivors to make this play and to get this pull, you need a double save, and that might just be it.
Oh, that's gonna be it because all he has to do is just camp this here, and if they get the second stage, they win and they move on, and then Best will be eliminated.
Playing a little distant here. Second stage is going to come through on the survivor unless they get the pull here.
Yeah, and the Huntress is staying here, so it's a GG's. There's no matter what happens, they're gonna have to trade or whatever. It doesn't matter. And both of them are death hooks, so if they trade, that means that they're gonna die. And with that, yep, here we go. Bad Intentions does win this set here and continues on. But let's see how they continue playing this here, though.
Survivors really have been trying to push this main gen for quite a while. They weren't able to get it done anytime soon. Huntress holding up the hatchet, trying to see if she can't get the hit on Adam.
Wow, very good patience by the Adam in play to get away from there.
Yeah, that was a good live.
He do
Got
get
out,
the on
got
hook.
the distance. All right, Adam gets over to a jungle gym. More of a filler palette here. You could kind of win those, but also it's against Huntress in a lot of these situations. A lot of the times they do come down to either a 50 or maybe she builds up a little bit of speed on you and catches you before you can make it back around to the pallet on the rock. So Adam going down, Claudette injured, pushing the gen alongside Nia. We lost our player.
And pain res.
Looking like we might be getting a 4K2 here, unless these guys can make something happen.
Oh yeah, that gen's getting close to being done here. Like it might be a 4K1, but they do have pop. So if the killer decides to push off and go towards that gen here, they could get a lot of value. Or nope, they're just gonna go for the Nia here, which is not a bad play. Oh wait, oh almost got it, but balance landing coming into play here. Let's see how they continue playing this. They don't have that pallet out here that they were hoping for. Oh wow, lost the Nia. What the hell? That was weird. I thought the Nia went up the stairs too.
You know, something we're seeing that you don't often get to see is the first player who was hooked this game was Nia, and yet one of the last players alive is Nia.
Yeah, you are right. You usually see the tunnel out here, but...
Being patient, doesn't want to give her any kind of visual. Chooses to go for the corner just to maybe get a little bit of distance here, maybe deny her hook, maybe? No, we have a hook here, we're fine.
Yeah, and if I'm the Huntress, we already won the set, you know, so,
Yeah.
and it's not for points, and it's already over, so...
Yeah, I think he's just like, you know, I'm just going to get the pick here. If they get the hatch or whatever, it's game.
Hey, I mean, we did see the last generator popping, which is actually surprising here.
Fight until the end.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the kind of style we like to see here.
It's like, all right, Huntress, if you want to kill me, I'm going to make you work for it, bro.
Facts.
Looks like we're trying to race down over to the hatch, and they actually managed to get an escape on that one. They not only did they get all generators done, but pretty surprising they got the hatch there.
All right, guys, GG's. Like we said, Bad Intentions is going to move on, and Best has been eliminated from the tournament. We appreciate everybody that's here. If you guys have not already, !YT in the chat and Discord if you want to join the Discord and follow the YouTube channel. We do have to end the stream, but we will be back in literally 30 minutes for our next game, and then we have another one at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we do appreciate everybody, and we will see you in the next one.